Welcome Vivek Atre sir, and today we are here for the most famous win of Test cricket, and just concluded this India-England Test series, five-match long Test series, but it is a fair result of 2-2, and both the teams played superbly. All the players, everyone came up for the team, for the country, and in the last 6 weeks we were just glued to the screen from 3:30 to evening 11 p.m. and
when
now we are
whenever possible. कई बार नहीं
what
possible होता था.
and now we are thinking what to do from tomorrow. So
Correct.
sir, welcome.
Thank you, Rakesh. Thank you so much. Congratulations to you and to the whole of India for today's Test victory. I think it was a brilliant victory, and we'll talk about it. But overall, 2-all is a fair result for this superb series. The best part is Test cricket is thriving. Test cricket is alive.
Yes.
Test cricket is the best cricket. And 25 days of Test cricket. It is just amazing, amazing,
Yes, sir. 25 days, not a day missed, and and first four tests, it went up to till last session, and we had so much cricket. And let me here put it that mostly means I have not watched all, but mostly I have watched all the days. Mostly sessions I have watched each and every ball, whether it is going in swing, out swing, everything I am watching, and I'm enjoying every bit of it. Even our batting, our bowling, fielding, everything, and I had so much joy. I think this is the one of the means it is the best series I have ever witnessed.
I think, Rakesh, let's give an overview. You're so right. It is the best series. England's commentators, now you see the senior lot have retired. David Power, who is our favorite, he came on our glorious cricket group also to speak to us. Then Ian Botham, they have retired. Bob Willis is no more. But the
Yes,
two who are most important today are Nasir Hussain and Michael Atherton.
yes.
And they have been there also for many, many years now. So, not many years before retirement. But the point is that they were so excited. Ravi Shastri was so excited. Sunil Gavaskar, whom we didn't hear much, was so excited. Harsha Bhogle and Dinesh Karthik had these conversations. When experienced cricket watchers are so excited about a series, and then, we are just followers, we were so much engrossed, as you rightly said. We watched from 3:30 to 10:30, whatever, every single day of the series. Sometimes I could not watch it, I was following. Sometimes sitting in a meeting, I was checking the scores, like in old school days I used to do. So it was very exciting indeed. Really, really tremendous.
Yes, sir. And yeah, rightly said. Even if I am in any webinar or meeting, I'm in between. I'm just checking the. So, sir, let's discuss. Means the first thing first, the batting of our Indian cricket team. The way our batters performed, top three, four, all crossed 500 plus runs, and led by our new captain Shubman Gill. He's actually a masterclass in batting, and today in this series he actually showed what is a Test cricket batting masterclass is. So, what do you say, sir?
Absolutely. I'm glad you touched upon the batting first because I am a batsman, you are an all rounder, so batting is important. And the point is, Rakesh, that with Virat Kohli having retired, I don't think we should club Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli in Test cricket. One days it's okay, they're still playing one days. T20 is okay, it's there, they've retired. But Virat Kohli in Test cricket was an imperious personality, top cricketer of the world. Even if he was down in form for the last 3 years, he was still a stalwart and a big guy in that dressing room. So I think missing both of them, because Rohit was the captain. So I think they were missing both of them. Shubman Gill in the hot seat, and many of us thought that Bumrah should be the captain. Bumrah could not play more than 3 tests, so he had to withdraw from the captaincy. He knew he could not be that fit. So it was very clear that Gill has to now perform. So if you look at the batting, the context is that Gill is coming in the first series as a captain in England. Being a captain in the West Indies, being a captain in Sri Lanka, being a captain in Bangladesh, or even in South Africa is not as demanding as being a captain in Australia or England. These countries, they scrutinize the captain, the top player, very, in detail. So Shubman Gill was on the hot seat, hottest of hot seats. But the way he batted, he also admitted, or he rather stated today in the post series interview, that he corrected technical as well as mental aspects of his game. Now, if somebody who's a test player averaging 35, we were saying before the series that Gill may not even score 35 runs per innings in this series because we are playing in England. It's a
Yes.
tough batting condition. But Gill played at 75 runs per innings. He made 700 and something runs, which are second only to Sunil Gavaskar for India, and 800 and something was Bradman's record. So it is brilliant that he has done it. He played with finesse, he played correctly, he never played agricultural shots, he played down the ground with timing, and his pull shot was also along the ground. He never tried to hit sixes, barring a few occasions. To go and score 400s, including that 269, is massive, massive, massive. In Edgbaston, he just walked over the British and he scored a run at 450 plus. 260 and 160 something is phenomenal. So Shubman Gill top marks for batting. I would say Rishabh Pant was next because Rishabh Pant scored 300s. Unfortunately, could not play the last test, and even half of the that test, he was injured and he came to bat and scored that 50. But second innings, he would have batted. He did not need to bat because Washington Sundar and Jadeja they really played very well. So Rishabh Pant gets full marks for application. He played some crazy shots, but that is Rishabh Pant, and in England also he was superb with the bat and with the gloves. For the opening batsman, if we look at them, Yashasvi Jaiswal started with 100, ended with 100. But in the middle, I think he played some careless shots. He has to improve. He was not among the top 4 run getters for India, who were Gill, Rahul, Jadeja, and Pant, despite Pant playing one or two less innings, 3 less innings rather. Jaiswal could have scored more consistently if he was a bit more careful technically. Especially in Lords, he played a very casual shot in the second innings, and India's top order gave way. So, batting, when we're talking about, we must criticize their performance at Lords in the second innings. You are chasing only 190 something. You have to put your head down and play. And there was no time constraint. And Jadeja was the only one who was able to, and he was number 6 or maybe even number 7 in that test. And he was really, really good. But coming back to the openers, I think KL Rahul was technically superb. There was a comparison of KL Rahul and Rishabh Pant batting. I think somebody said that one of them is like classical music being played, and the other is like hip hop music
Hip
being
hop.
played.
Yes.
And Pant is actually hip hop. He keeps hopping around, so that was very funny. But overall, I think that top order batting was good. India's batting. If you look at Arun Nair, I think he was not as good as he should have been. He did not really come behind the line of many occasions. He scored some 30s, 40s, and he scored 150 to go with his triple century. So the 150 and one triple century is a little odd. He could have scored at least 100 in this series. I think Nair needs to tighten his game. He may not get too many chances. Needs to score runs. And if you look at the middle order, Sai Sudarshan was dropped. He should not have been dropped. We'll come to the captaincy and coaching later. But Sai, I think, has some flaws, which Ricky Ponting has also pointed out. He falls over to the one side while playing to the leg. So he has to be very careful. And also outside the off stump and even down the leg side, he's getting caught. If you look at batting, I think Jadeja was the savior for India on so many occasions. The best batting that India performed in the whole series was actually at the drawn test at Old Trafford. It was remarkable how from 0 for 2, we went to save the test match and beyond 400 for 4.
Yes, the batting you have analyzed everyone, and let me just put two three names which came into my mind when I heard about Indian batting. Means Shubman Gill I have already talked about, but KL Rahul took up the senior role, and he actually was having that means amazing series, 500 plus runs. and every time he was there, if Yashasvi Jaiswal is there or not, but KL was always there for inning, barring the last test match. And apart from that, Washington Sundar and our Ravindra Jadeja, they were always superb. In the last two matches, they were superb, and in the last third inning also, last test match, Washington Sundar made valuable runs. Both of them made 50s and very valuable runs, which actually came in handy at the end. We have seen.
What
So
an innings by Washington Sundar. I'm glad you reminded us. Jadeja made 53, Sundar made 53. But Washington Sundar's innings was Ati Sundar.
Ati
He hit
Sundar.
sixes out of the park. Gus Atkinson and Tom and Josh Tongue are bowling at 145 or so.
Hmm.
The first shot over long on, I've never seen a shot like
Yes.
in a test
Yes.
match. It's a drive for six over long on. It's not a pull, it's not a hike, it's a straight batted drive, and it's a full flow. And then he hit two pulls for six or three maybe. And then in the fifth one again was over long on. What batting by Sundar. And then to contrast with the draw and then to play aggressively like this, he should be a part of India's team going forward as a pure batsman. Maybe
Yes.
when Pant comes back, Washi can bat at number 7 because Jadeja is
Number.
at number 6,
Mm.
and that's
Yes,
how it should be.
and Washington Sundar's defense is so solid. Means when he is at the crease, he rarely got out to any loose balls. To get him out, the bowler has to have that very good ball. Then only
Just the painful, sorry to interrupt, just the painful cotton bolt in Lords when he got out on a zero, Jofra
zero.
Archer. Oh God. Had
Yes,
had Washington made even 20 runs, we would have won that test match.
won that.
Oh
Yes, sir.
God, it was just.
Yes, what
Oh,
an
go ahead.
amazing. So in the series, we are having so many moments in every inning, every test match. Means every session was going one side India, one side England, and then let's come back to our bowling also. So bowling are starting from Bumrah, and then Akash Deep at the start of the series, he was very good, and then at the end, everything was prevailed by our Mohammad Siraj. The way he top scored the leading wicket taker, 23 wickets, and the way he put his energy and soul to everything he deserved. And today also, means after the match, he was telling that he saved some wallpaper on the mobile, and with saving that belief, and he was having that belief, and he was awarded by means this match and Pfeiffer, and he was all over the place. Even the England players, England commentators, England audience, they were praising Siraj like anything because of his infectious energy.
Yeah, totally. I think Rakesh, we need to realize that the three fast bowlers of this test match, they deserve an award, especially Mohammad Siraj. Let us go from the fifth test match backwards. In this test match, they were overbowled. I think Gill and Gambhir were at fault for not bowling Jadeja and Washington Sundar more. Even in the first innings, when Washington Sundar did not bowl a single over. And in the second innings, they bowled four overs each. There was a comparison with England where even England bowled Joe Root and Bethel, who are not really good spinners, whereas Sundar and Jadeja are very good spinners.
Mhm.
They bowled them also four overs each. So they should have been, as bowlers, spinners should have bowled more. But among the pace attack, I wish Bumrah had played all five tests. It would have been a different story.
Mhm.
Siraj is the man of the series. For me, along with Gill, he should have shared the award. He bowled with fire and venom. He bowled with accuracy, even when he was getting hit around. And in some test matches, he was getting hit around, especially in the first and third test match, which India lost pretty. Not third was at Lords. I think, yeah, Lords also he was hit around, but he always came back with wickets. And he really came into his own in this final test. 9 wickets, and Prasid also got 8. Although Prasid, I must say, he's too expensive a bowler. I mean, you can give away 4 runs per over, but not 6 runs per over. Test class bowling cannot be 6 runs per over. And he's too short pitched. He always bowls short pitched and he's very quick at 145, but he has to really control his length. Length is not good. If you look at Akashdeep, I think Akashdeep was a lion-hearted performer, especially in the second test match, which India won so comprehensively. But I think also that Akashdeep did not look the same bowler in the third, fourth, and fifth test. So I think, in
Yes,
fact,
sir.
fourth test he missed also through injury, but he did not look the same bowler. So it's unfortunate that Akashdeep played very well in the second test, but could not keep up that. Also, we must admit that Kamboj and Thakur and Reddy were not up to the mark as bowlers. Thakur 5 years ago, Shardul used to take some wickets, but Reddy was not
Lord Shardul.
Lord Shardul. But Reddy took 2 wickets at Lords in the upfront. He was okay, but Kamboj was not, and all three of them should not have played at all, actually. If you look at it, Reddy and Shardul were bad selections. I'm bringing in the captaincy and coaching part also here together because
Yes.
bowling is very important. Bowlers will matches. We had not got the right combination.
Hmm.
Kuldeep Yadav should have played 4 out of 5 test matches. Maybe at the Oval it was too green a wicket for him, but at the next four, the other four he should have played. Shane Warne could not sit outside. Navjot Sidhu has also made this statement. Would you make Shane Warne sit outside if there is a seaming wicket? No. He has to
No.
play. He's number one spinner. And Jadeja and Washington can play like batsmen, so they are not to be counted.
Oh,
So overall, I think a good bowling performance by India, but the selection was bad, and Bumrah was missed at times.
missed. Yes, and but this is ironical. Even Ravi Shastri was also telling that the two test matches which India won, Bumrah was not there. So in the
I
absence of
think it is
Bumrah,
not to do with Bumrah. It is not to do with Bumrah. It is to do with the fact that Bumrah was missed, but Siraj stood up, and
stood up.
Siraj
Yes.
made the most of it. And Akashdeep stood up in the second Test match and made the most of his. Because when you are given the new ball, Akashdeep was given the new ball. Bumrah and Siraj would have had the new ball. Sometimes Akashdeep is given because he's very good with the new ball, but he was the primary bowler. So I think they took the responsibility very well, especially Siraj in the end. But Bumrah was missed by India. There were times when he could have won us the match, and he was
Yes.
not at his best in the fourth test. He was not
Yes.
at his best. And he played, but he was not really looking the same. He was bowling 130 something, whereas he can easily bowl 145K. We need Bumrah back to good form, and we need Kuldeep to play in most pitches in the world.
Yes, definitely, sir. Kuldeep has to play, and even Arshdeep was about to get chance, but he got injured during practice session.
I think that's a very bad selection by the coaching, by the team management. I don't think Shardul or Reddy should have played. It should have been either Kuldeep or Arshdeep. And even in this third test match, when Akashdeep is not looking fit, if he was not, or Prasidh, one
Mm.
of the two should have sat out and Arshdeep could have played. So Arshdeep was fresh. Arshdeep
Mm.
moves the ball both ways. And being a left-handed bowler, it makes a different angle. India has not had a left-handed fast bowler in test for many years. I think after Zahir and Nehra, I don't know whether Khalil Ahmed and all have played any test match. I don't think so. Natarajan played in Australia in the Gabba. Of course, that was a rare occasion when we won there without this second line bowling attack. But I think Arshdeep should come into
Yes.
the test team.
Yes, sir. So let's come back to our coaching and captainship because we are having new captain Shubman Gill, and coach is always there. Means he's having the third series. So what about that, sir?
So if you look at the overall context, Rakesh, a very important question. You look at the overall context. So India lost to New Zealand 0-3. India
In
lost to Australia
India, in
in
India.
India. In India, where they should never have lost more than one test match maximum. In Australia, they lost 1-3, which could have been 2-all, just like this series. Bumrah was injured on the last day of the series and he could not play. Otherwise, India could have pulled them out.
Yes,
So that
sir.
was a very tough series. However, team selection is in the hand of the coach and the captain. How can you play Reddy, Shardul type of people when you have specialist bowlers and batsmen? And then
Yes.
why did they drop Sai Sudarshan after the first test and bring him back to the third or fourth test? I mean, you cannot keep on chopping, changing like that. Secondly, you must try a left arm fast bowler like Arshdeep. So I think three mistakes they made majorly in this selection. Number one, Arshdeep did not play, Kuldeep did not play. Number two, Shardul and Reddy should not have played. They played a lot of test matches. I think they played 4 test matches between them. And thirdly, I think this Sai Sudarshan and Nair, they should have given them some level of comfort and not dropped them mid-series. So either you are dropped or you are in. You can't be dropped and then brought back. That is not the way. That means there is some rethinking, and rethinking is that means you are admitting your error in the first place. So I think Gautam Gambhir needs to pull up his sock. There were times when England was just like 669 runs at Old Trafford. England made India's fielding, bowling, field placement, nothing was working. It was
Yes.
terrible. And even though it was a batting pitch, which our batsmen also showed later, but they have to be more imaginative. Bring on the
Mm.
spinners to Harry Brook. I'll tell you one very important point. Harry Brook did not come to India because he could not play spin that well. I'm quite sure that was the real reason. And turning pitches of India, 5 tests, he would not have got even 30 or 40 would have been his highest score. I'm telling you. And
Mm.
here he scored 2 centuries and 190. I feel that even in this fifth test, in the second innings where he scored 100, we should have brought in Washington Sundar or Jadeja when he was new to the crease. When
Mm.
you are unsure, when you're settling in, get in a spinner. With fast bowling, he's superb. He's a superb player, superb timer, great stroke play. But I
Mm.
think watching,
Number
yeah,
one
number
test
one
player.
batsman in the world.
Mm.
But if you want to talk about England, how can we miss Joe Root? So let's come to Joe Root now, Rakesh.
Yes, Joe Root is actually modern day GOAT, greatest of all time, crossed 13,000 run, and means he is always there. Whenever England needed him to stay on the pitch, he is always there. Even the first test, when they chased down 371, he was always there. And then after that, this last test match, he was always there and always in the pitch. And he's like a song, means he's like a music. When you see him, he's making means at a strike rate of around 70, he makes and easily, and we don't feel like that he's pushing himself too hard, he's taking risk, nothing. He's like a song, music. And rightly said, he has crossed many records, and now he's only second to our great Sachin Tendulkar in number of runs. So I think,
I think Rakesh,
yeah.
you have put it very correctly. You are absolutely right. He is like a breeze. He's like a musical song. He just keeps playing. I must admit that he's not the most pleasing player to watch. If you look at KL Rahul, if you look at
Mm,
Shubman Gill, when
mm,
their cover drive, their straight drive is flowing. It's beautiful. Joe Root is efficient. Like
mm.
Kane Williamson, Joe
Yes.
Root will play perfection. He is impeccable. He never makes a mistake. It is very difficult to get him out. I wrote on the group, and last time we discussed it. Getting Joe Root out is like winning a war. It's so big an event. I think Joe Root is just a massively immense batsman. I don't think anyone as efficient as him has come to the crease for England ever. I would discuss with you the top 5 greats of the all time one day, and I'm sure that Joe Root will be there because he's the second highest run getter. That's fine. But greatness, you see, Viv Richards would be considered better than Joe Root in my eyes, and Sachin Tendulkar would be considered better, and Don Bradman would definitely be considered better. But amongst the other players, even Gavaskar and Sangakkara and Jayawardene and who
Kalis,
am I? Huh?
ex
Callis.
Kalis.
Callis is another amazing player. What an all-rounder, the best all-rounder ever. But I
Yes.
think amongst them, Joe Root stands tall. 4 years ago, the four were together. Kohli, Williamson, Smith, and Root. Today,
Root.
Root has outshone everybody, and Smith also is not able to catch up. But I think England, if you look at it, Rakesh, if I spend a couple of minutes on England, I think Ben Stokes is a man of rare leadership qualities. He's
Yes.
not only a leader by what he says, but by what he does. And he bowled with pain. He bowled the best out of the English attack. Had Atkinson been there for all 5 tests, England would have had an easier time winning this series. I'm telling you, they would have won this series. So
Mm.
Atkinson is the best bowler in my view at the moment. Jofra Archer was about 60-70% or as good as he normally is. He's not yet fully fit or whatever it was. He was fiery. He got our key wickets out in Lords especially, but he was not at his best and fittest. Stokes was the best bowler in the series. And if you look at it, I think Josh Tongue and Bryden Cars, okay. I mean, they Josh Tongue got
Mm.
lots of wickets, but they're okay. And if you look at Overton, I don't think he's a test match bowler. I think he's a bit over ton, means he's a 1 ton overweight also. So sorry.
So,
he's a bit he's a bit over, and he should not be. He should be fitter. I think he runs in and bowls 145, but he bowls too predictably, like Prasidh
this
Krishna.
is
I don't think he's the right bowler for them. And Vokes, I think, is a great player. I really like Vokes. He's a gentleman. He bats very well. He scored a 50 also, I think, in this series. And he had scored a
yes,
century against India at Lords earlier, last time. And Vokes took those 0 for 2. Vokes took those wickets in 1 over. I
yes.
think that injury and coming back, what drama. Let's talk about the drama, Rakesh. I mean, look at the drama of the series. This this shoulder, and we don't know which hand is he going to bat by, left or right, one hand. And
Uh,
Pant hobbling, and Pant
Wow.
coming to bat, and then he timed one to the cover fence without any footwork. What kind of people? Amazing.
Yes, yes, sir. And the drama at the last means the series ended with a drama with Chris Wokes coming to the crease, and that is a good thing that he had not to face any ball. Otherwise,
Yeah, it would have been terrible.
terrible. Yes, and we could see from his face while he was running
He was
those runs,
in
he
pain.
was in great pain. But he came for his country, and the whole series was a drama right from the start, right from the Crawley
So many
and
dramatic incidents that. But I think India really erred, and it was a new captain, Shubman Gill. I think he made a big mistake in Lords
yes,
when Crawley was trying to waste time in the evening. Gill overdid that Kohli type reaction he had, even more than Kohli would have done. And he
yes.
went and made some gestures, this, that, and then and then I think Stokes and the team, actually English team, got fired up after. And
Mhm.
Lords, they won because of that thing. Of course, Siraj was unlucky in the last ball, but then you can't depend on number 11 and number 10 to give a stand to Jadeja. You have to do it by number
Yes.
6. We should have won. But the drama, that handshake drama in the Old Trafford test, that they are offering the handshake and they are not
Yes.
taking it, which was
And
within rights. And then Washington
Ak-
Sundar getting his first test done, Jadeja getting his fifth, I think, amazing. And
and then Akash Deep and Ducats
Duckett, he gave him a hug. And
hug
even before that, if you remember, I think Prasidh versus Root in this last test, he kind of shouted at
last
Root
test.
something. I think Prasidh
Yes.
needs a bit of counseling and coaching. If you are as good as Bumrah or Siraj, then you can talk to Root like that.
Yes.
Otherwise,
Yes.
to have a use a pun, I think it's very rude to talk to Root like that. It's not right. So
Yes, sir.
Prasidh Krishna should be a little more calm, and he can be fiery at the ball, but his bowling is to be improved and his behavior also. But otherwise, I
And
think overall the captains were great leaders, and it was a series which will never be forgotten. It was just an immensely entertaining series for Test cricket.
entertainment in all respect, drama, cricket, bowling, batting, everything, and records. So many records.
and
Shubman Gill.
and and we forgot our great Mr. Gambhir before the Oval Test. He went and shouted at that pitch curator,
Pitch curator. Yes.
Mr. Fortis, and that Mr. Fortis is double the size of Gambhir, and and he was saying that, this, where are you? Why are you going at the pitch? And then he said, you are just a groundsman. I think that was also a little too much because Indian team had just called on on the Indian High Commissioner the previous day. The relationships between the two countries are very good. I think the Prime Minister had signed an agreement with the British Prime Minister a few days ago. So
Mm.
these things have to be very carefully watched, where you are representing your country as an ambassador. That's why on Gill, I say one day at Lords, he was too much, and Gambhir
Yes.
before the Oval. So these two
And
need to, the
and that
leadership part has to be improved.
Shubman Gill's that means that expression of emotions, that may have played in his batting also. I think means
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
in the next inning or one or two
yeah,
inning,
yeah, yeah,
he was looking lost sometime. Means
yeah,
otherwise
yeah,
he was in great touch before that that evening.
yeah, yeah, yeah. We were thinking he will break Bradman's record, but in two test matches, that is I think the third and the fifth test, he totally flopped. So
Yes,
it's okay. He's a human being. He will learn. I think on the whole, I would grade the Gill series as outstanding.
and
India's series as outstanding, but I
outstanding.
think
Yes.
there are selection problems which need to be rectified. On the whole, I think fielding was good, but Jaiswal dropped a lot of catches in the first
No, no.
test. And then I think Siraj, what he missed yesterday was just one of the, he didn't, that, you see, he caught the ball. He happened
Mm.
to be standing there, that's okay. In fact, today, Rakesh, we just closed with the last half an hour of today again. That dramatic last half an hour, there was a shot played by Atkinson which went for six today. And Akashdeep is fielding 10 meters inside the boundary. You have to be on the boundary. You have to
Yes.
see that you have the boundary. You can't be because either you are on the boundary or you are inside in mid on. But near the boundary, you have to be on the boundary. And he was far ahead. If he had been five steps behind, he would have caught the ball easily.
Yes. Even
And it
if you
went
have
for
not
six.
caught, at
And
least
we would
he
have,
could have saved the six.
he could have saved the six.
Yes.
And we
And
won only by 6 runs,
that
Rakesh. We
was
won by
the
6 runs. So if he had hit another six, you never know. You never
And
know.
let me conclude here with one of the very special player which played one of the greatest innings, one of the greatest series, that Ravindra Jadeja sir. The batting and the patience he showed at the age of 38. He's doing everything, and he's the fielder, go-to fielder whenever the ball is there. Even in the last, I think last 20 runs, he saved one run.
He saved a beautiful boundary.
Beautiful,
He saved 1 run. That
it
three
was a
runs he gave.
clear four, but he was the Sir Jadeja. That's why he was able to save.
I think so. I think Lord Thakur is no longer Lord Thakur. Poor fellow. He's a good player. But Ravindra Jadeja is definitely Sir Jadeja. And I
Yes,
think if you look at again the outstanding players to conclude from India's point of view, Gill, Siraj,
yes,
Jadeja, these three above
Jadeja.
all. And then I would say Pant did very well. And
KL,
also Akash did well, KL
KL,
did well.
KL.
These three did very well indeed.
And
And
we can add Washi. Even actually,
Washi, I'm a big fan of Washi. I'm not adding him there, but I'm a big fan of Washington Sundar. I think he can bat at number five for India, but Pant is there, so you can't bring him to number six and number four. So you bring Washi to number six when Jadeja retires. Till then, you make him at number seven.
I think Jadeja will play for another
Another
two.
2 years, two
Yes,
years
yes.
at least.
We must play the WTC 27 final. Yes.
We must play the final. We must play the final. It will be held in England. And we have had enough practice for 25 days of test series in this one. So,
So
Rakesh, it's a joy talking to you about cricket. This has been one of the best series ever. Let's hope that
yes.
India's white ball cricket is at least a bit exciting coming up. We are going to see Suryakumar Yadav. We're going to see people like Hardik Pandya back. And in the one day series,
Yes.
even Kohli and Rohit back. So let's hope for the best.
Yes, sir. And let me close it with this that we had one of the best series in my lifetime. At least I have seen the way the series has gone left, right, England, India, and everything. Means in the last six weeks, I think there is one mind which is always there in my test series. And like I said earlier, also I don't know what I will do from tomorrow. And let me close it by that. Yesterday, I was in very bad mood. Means when I saw that Brook and those the roots were going 195 runs and like that. So actually, means what I felt is that the emotions of from England, it was coming into my mind. I was out in a market, but those were playing in my mind, and I was not able to concentrate on my shopping or whatever I was doing. I was not able to concentrate, and that's the love for cricket, and
That's a love.
that's why we come live for this.
Rakesh, one thing I have to say that you are in blue, I am in white. We
Yes,
forgot
sir.
this. the blue Team India blue that you are wearing, and I'm wearing the India. In fact, I'm wearing the PCA shirt because I don't have an India white shirt. But
Okay.
PCA is also the state of the captain, so I'm on the
Captain.
right track and wearing a cricket white shirt for the Test series, which is
Amazing, sir.
now over.
Amazing. मजा आ
So
गया.
thank you so much, Rakesh.
Amazing.
Joy to talk to you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.